If you could kill a trend right now, what would you kill?
I think halation's a little bit overused. I don't know though. I also like do so much like film emulation shit.
I was gonna call you out.
I'm part of the problem, but I don't crank the halation though. That's the difference. I'm not like yelling that it's like a film emulation. I'm just tastefully.
Yeah, when you do it, it's fine, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to MOGUL Radio, a platform where we uncover the journeys of today's innovators, visionaries, creatives, and friends. Join us as we dive into uncovering their stories, what motivates them to pursue their passion, and what challenges they face pursuing this passion. Whether you're an artist, creative enthusiast, or just curious, this is your platform or space to connect and grow.
Let's get it, mate.
Let's get it. Today I have with me, should I say your full name or just first name?
Full name.
Yeah.
Sure.
Poffenroth.
Yeah.
Today I have with me Owen Poffenroth. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for being here. So I know who you are. I've seen your work. Amazing. Not short of amazing. For those who don't know who you are or what you do, tell us.
Yeah. I work as a cinematographer in the industry here in Calgary. But I kind of do various different things like filming, editing, coloring. I tend to wear a lot of different hats, but mainly cinematography.
Yeah. You do lighting as well.
Yeah, I'm big into lighting. That's definitely one of my favorite things. So.
That's one thing I can't do. I'm shit at lighting, and I need to learn from you. Cinematography is your first joy. What got you into that?
It started a while ago, just playing around with cameras and like filming whatever I was doing at the time. So I was playing hockey for a while, and I got a GoPro and would just film like myself playing hockey, like strap it to a helmet or do like different trick shots or something and film it. Film it on a GoPro, and then slowly like learn how to edit in iMovie and get eventually better cameras, get my first like DSLR and learn how to take photos and manual settings and stuff. Yeah. I don't know, everything just kind of like snowballs.
I think you're the first person we've had on here that came from, I guess, a sports background, filming themselves in their sports environment, then just slowly transition into, I guess, the creative side of, and not related to sports, just the creative side of things. What drew you towards that creative side and stopping sports?
I don't know exactly. I was just like really drawn to like the process. I think like I grew up with social media, which had good and bad things like growing up with that, but it definitely had a big influence on me, like seeing other people like creating videos on the platform and just kind of wanting to like emulate that in a way. So like, yeah, with the like hockey videos, I was watching different YouTubers or people on Instagram. And literally, just wanting to like emulate like similar style videos. And then eventually it was like travel videos on YouTube, like Sam Colder and like J.R. Alley and stuff. And even though I couldn't travel that much, I was like 15 years old. I still wanted to make that style of video, like film in that way, edit in that way. And so in some ways just trying to like copy people, but still have like figure out how I could have my own style with it, I guess.
Now you have your own style.
Yeah.
I would say, how was finding that journey?
Yeah, I don't know if there's an exact way to put it into words other than just like continuously creating different projects, and I just find out like what I like, what I dislike, and consuming different forms of media too. And like I can pull from all different kinds of things though. I feel like it's not necessarily like a music video for a music video. It's like I can watch this like David Fincher movie and then I could be like, oh, I just love like the colors and like how it's lit in this movie, and I want to have that in my own style, even though I'm not making David Fincher thrillers.
You mentioned that you draw inspiration, whether it is from whatever you consume or not. We've all had that phase where there's a certain YouTuber we're watching for, whether it's how-to videos or if you're trying to emulate this color science or whatnot, or color grade, you follow this. Do you have any YouTubers you currently watch or you used to watch that you'd say have motivated you to be where you're at today or just inspired your journey?
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of really cool people in the space right now. One that comes to mind is Lewis Potts. I don't know if you've seen his stuff. I feel like now there's like a bit of a surgence of like actual like cinematographers working in the industry, whereas maybe it used to be more so like kind of like videographer photographers, which like that's great. Like that's a whole thing in and of itself, and that's a whole skill set. But I think there is a differentiation there. To an actual working cinematographer. So I think people like Lewis Potts, and there's other guys out there too, like Giancarlo Stigliano. He's got like a really good podcast too. And they're actually like taking down that wall and actually showing you like these like a lot more in-depth skills that are a little bit harder to teach and actually like, I don't know, like quantify, I guess, like put into really specific rules, because you do kind of have to have like a certain taste for it. But they're at least trying to like break down those walls and show you actually like how they would light a certain commercial on like a really professional level, which is like super sick to see. I feel like it's really inspiring.
When most people are joining a set, they're ambitious, and there's nothing wrong with that. They want to be directors, DPs. No one really looks at, okay, what I want to try and be a sound engineer, or at least that I know of, at least.
Right.
No one wants to be a gaffer. No one wants to be a grip. But everyone just wants to be either a camera operator, DP, director. What about lighting drew you into it?
Yeah, well, I think that's a part of it, is that it was an entry point of how can I get onto more sets, but not necessarily be one of those like higher level positions. So if I could get to know a little bit about like the Grip LX stuff, then I can actually like get onto more sets and like learn from the guys who are like really like their skills are like on point, like those DPs out there, and you actually you're working with them too, because it's a back and forth between a DP and their lighting team, of course. And I think that's like you can kind of come up to be a DP like from either like camera or like lighting, or like I think nowadays there's also like kind of like videographer right to like being a DP if you're like just really like really skilled and know your stuff. But in a more typical sense, people are coming up from kind of camera or lighting. But I think coming up through lighting is like, and anyone I talk to says this too, is like some of the better DPs I know, like they came up through lighting, through like being on a Grip LX team. Yeah. Because I just feel like that's like a much more valuable skill to have, to like actually really know the ins and outs of like different lighting gear, what it does, different kinds of diffusion, different kinds of balance, just like all of that different stuff. There's so much like nitty gritty and stuff that I still don't really know or have a solid grasp on. But I think knowing that gear well in and out, and then also knowing like the capabilities of like your crew, your Grip and LX crew, of okay, how fast are they going to be able to make this setup happen? You know, because as a DP, you have to like be telling other people like, okay, we need like 20 minutes. Like you're telling your AD like, all right, my lighting team needs 20 minutes. But like, if you weren't really in Grip LX, like it would take a bit to actually know like how long things are going to take to set up.
So do you think those DPs, though, those people that become DPs from the lighting department become great at this because they know this is how I would light this scene, and it's easier to communicate with your team?
Yeah, I think it's the communication for sure. Like, sure, like it's definitely nice to like know that I could set up these lights like on a technical level. I think that's important, but like you don't necessarily have to. So I think it really comes down to like the communication aspect of it, like really being able to work well with the gaffer, tell them exactly what you want, and just like be on the same page. So I think it's the communication for sure. Yeah.
What would you say your favorite project you've created or been a part of is?
A couple music videos recently, for sure. One that just came out it's called Badger, is with an artist called Fish in a Birdcage.
I think I saw that with the badger.
With the badger puppet. Yeah. Yeah, that one was pretty special, I think. Yeah.
What made it special, if I may ask?
Yeah. It was the first time kind of working with through like a music label. And then with the music artist. But then in a funny way, like it seemed like there was kind of no ideas were off limit. Like we could just do like crazy, weird ideas. And yeah, no one was gonna be like, all right, this is kind of bizarre. Like doesn't really make sense. Like the video, like some of it just like doesn't really make a lot of sense if you watched it for the first time, I feel like. But yeah, it was pretty special just doing like having like some pretty weird ideas for it and actually like getting to see them come to life, I feel like. And I just had like a pretty special crew with me, I feel like. A lot of my like good friends and people I work with all the time. And I think it was just like a really fun filming environment because of all like the like funny shit that we did in the video. Yeah.
That's nice.
And then another one that hasn't came out yet. It's with an artist called Jaden. His name is Jaden Wark. And that one's like almost 7 minutes long.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, for like a music video. So it was like 3 different days of shooting. Another one that was like some like kind of like funky ideas. And also like both that one and the Badger video were like kind of different genres of music too. I don't even know like what genre of music they are because they're just kind of like bizarre. But that was good, I think, for just like fully getting out of my comfort zone, I think, with kind of like co-directing with the artist and like DPing and thinking outside of the box for those. And they're really fun, really fulfilling projects to work on, I feel like, which is important.
Yeah. What were your roles on these 2 projects?
For the Badger music video, I was the director and DP. And me and the artist, his name's Dustin, we both kind of came up with the concepts together and created a treatment, and him and the label liked it, and we went on from there, which that was kind of interesting too because, as I said, I like the cinematography stuff, but that one just, I don't know, felt right to where I was like, okay, I'll like delve in and make a treatment for this, which is something that I don't like always end up doing, but I'm happy I had that.
I hate making treatment storyboard, none of that.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I could have done more pre-production for the project. I won't lie.
That's
you can always do more pre-production.
You can always do more pre-production is dread. It's long.
It's like doing your studying, your homework prior to the test, man. But I definitely end up skipping out on it sometimes.
Fair, man.
But if you hire
the project was still done.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So on this journey, you've been doing it for a few years now. What are some of the challenges you faced?
Either the self-doubt or just the general doubt of like, can I actually like make this happen as like from like a career standpoint would be a big thing. Or like, am I just like, what am I doing? Like, am I just like wasting my time? Like as soon as you're in a period of time where you're not getting as much work coming through or just less projects on the go, you're just like immediately like, oh shit, like what am I doing? Like maybe I've made a terrible mistake. Like I don't see a ton of other people doing this with their life, so I could have done something a bit more traditional. But I think I've been able to like manage that a lot more with just seeing like when I actually like look back and see like a trajectory over a few years, then I'm able to be like, okay, I'm actually like things are growing steadily. Like
Yeah.
my work continues to get better. I'm still like continuing to get on more projects and meet a lot of and make a lot more connections that seem to like really be propelling my career forward. I
Appreciate you mentioned that, because not many people, I guess, talk about the slow
Yeah.
season or the slow period. It's always, oh, I worked with this brand, I worked with this brand, I did this, I did that. It's not, okay, how were they spaced throughout the year? Because you can have a period where for 3 months you're busy, then for 4 months, 5, you don't have anything. Or you may have something but not as big.
Yeah, just smaller.
Smaller projects. So to hear it from, I guess, a fellow creative's perspective, it's quite reassuring, and I'm sure other people feel that way.
Yeah, I feel like last winter, it hit me like differently, and I had to just like come to terms with like that's kind of just how it works, like in the film industry, in terms of just it getting into the colder months. Like there's just less things happening. You live in Canada too, like
We only have a few months of good weather to shoot.
yeah, there's not going to be as many things shooting. There's not as many companies have budgets that they're throwing around at that point. So, but you just kind of have to like be like, it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
it'll all work out still.
Just backlog projects and just edit, spend the
just
time
start editing.
in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Work on them demo reels and
Oh yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
dude.
Oh yeah, year end is coming. I got to do that.
yeah, I feel like you have to, because you kind of have to be your own like advertising and marketing
For sure.
for yourself.
Yeah.
So there's always kind of things to do.
Yeah, there's always things. Yeah.
You got to manage your finances, and I don't do that during the year.
But I have to
Just wait till the last
I have
minute.
to stay on top of that now. If I don't do that, I'll forget.
Yeah.
I'll forget and get in trouble with the government. So no. No. But yeah, I hear you on that. On that. How do you find inspiration?
I'm definitely like really inspired by it's like the intersection of music and film, obviously, because I make a lot of music videos. So just like first and foremost, like if it's a music video, then like the song. And even if it's not, I do like a lot of things based off of a song, like and making like an edit like to a song. I feel like that just like inspires a lot of stuff. But other than that, like yeah, if I'm kind of getting like a general concept from a music artist, for example, like I'll go just online and research like kind of similar like videos that I can kind of pull from, go to like different websites like Shot Deck or like Frame Set, and pull different frames. I don't know if you've used.
I've used
those.
both of them. Expensive.
Yeah, a little bit. And then I like forget to use them for like a few months, and I'm like,
Exactly.
fuck, I've been paying for this.
It's not.
But
deemed it
it
not
is pretty
worth
sick though. It is pretty sick. Like they have really good search engines, so you can find like, and now like Shot Deck actually has like music videos and like commercials. I think. Yeah. So yeah, they got a pretty decent library. I feel like so definitely like making a bit of a mood board. And then yeah, I don't know. I just like intuitively kind of have like a certain feeling for like a project or like a music video.
What principle would you say guides your life and work?
Totally. Yeah, I've been thinking about that actually. I've been thinking a lot about like our intuition and like our gut feelings about things, and that we need to listen to them for sure. Like they're like I can't really think of many times where my gut would have been wrong. My gut feeling. So in like all different areas of our life, we should stop like thinking so hard about things or like trying to like force things, and like kind of just like let our like intuition take over a bit more. Yeah, that can be like a lot of different areas of life, like with your relationships with your friends or like a partner, like you have like an intuition about spending a lot of time with them, or not, and like how you feel about them. With your career, like you feel a certain way about like this project or that thing, or like going in this direction or that direction, and you should listen to it. I read this I'll say I read this book. It's called "Don't Believe Everything You Think," and its thesis is that all like negative feelings and thoughts is like from actively thinking, and it's kind of differentiating thoughts versus thinking. So thoughts we are naturally gonna have, like there's no control over that, and thoughts are neither negative nor positive. They just pop up in our head. But then thinking is like an active thing. And you're like actually thinking now about these thoughts that are popping into your head. And this can only really lead to negative outcomes. Like you think about the times in your life when you're like really in the most flow, or like your most creative, or just like your best kind of memories, like you're not actually thinking that much during them. You're just like present. You're just like in the moment. And once you can like, once you like eradicate like thinking out of the equation, that's when you like allow your intuition to like to take over, and it'll put you in the right direction.
That's a good one, G. That's a good one.
But I mean, I'm really pulling from like the book a lot, I will say. I'm like,
no, but
I'm no philosopher.
But you are implementing that in your life, and that's what what matters.
Yeah.
What is your hot take?
One is yes to pineapple on pizza.
Okay.
If I'm at a coffee shop, I don't even drink caffeine that much, so maybe I'm just getting some like banana bread, like little kid type shit. When I go into a cafe, I'm like a little kid.
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting some banana bread, and they just take it out like whatever. I'm not gonna tip. They're gonna swing around that screen. I'm gonna click no tip.
You don't feel guilt or anything? Like,
I used to, but then I'm like, dude, like this is just your job. Like it's different if you're like a bartender or you're serving. I get it, of course, but like no, you didn't do anything. It's already like a $5 banana bread. I'm not spending more.
fair, man.
Yeah, I think tipping. I think tipping's stupid actually, and we should. I feel like other countries, I forget like which countries, but they do it better.
I
think they just like abolished it.
Yeah. I
think it's just too like it's too socially like weird of a thing.
Yeah.
That, like they should just like make bartenders and servers get paid well enough to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think in many places
weird.
it's a thing. I don't know if it's a thing in Europe. It's only in North America,
like
isn't
Europe
it?
is different. Yeah.
That's insane, but
Yeah, we just should get rid of tipping.
if you could kill a trend, what would you kill?
I think halation's a little bit overused. It's a guy, he's got his hand on a keyboard, and it's like a cat with their paw, and they're like about to like.
Oh yeah, I know the meme you're talking about.
It's like that's too much halation, bro. Like that's how I feel.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know though. I also like do so much like film emulation shit.
I was gonna pull you out.
I'm part of the problem, but I don't crank the halation though. That's the difference. I'm not like yelling that it's like a film emulation. I'm just tastefully.
Yeah, when you do it, it's fine, bro.
Yeah, exactly. When I do it, it's tasteful. When other people do it, they're chasing that film look that's so sought after.
You literally just made a YouTube video on how you edit a music video.
Guys, I'm a sellout, okay? I wanted that dehancer plugin. You know, it's a good plugin.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you recommend?
Yes, I do. It's a little bit expensive though.
Dehancer, if you want to send us free codes and whatnot, we'll promote your stuff as well. You paid for it, didn't you? Or did you get it for free?
No, I got it for free. Oh, that's why I said I'm a sellout.
Oh. How do you get it for free?
They made that review.
And did you give it to you for free?
Yeah.
You shot your shot and I said,
like they email a lot of small YouTubers. And they had emailed, not you.
Bet. Fucking bet. Say no more, fam. Say no more.
One day, bro.
On my own platform, it's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got an extra code, bro.
Send it, I'll take it. You know what?
I'm gonna give it to Josh.
Josh, oh yeah, he's also good.
He owes me though. I said he's got to assist on set. If he wants the
Oh,
code
he has
for free, he just gotta assist on a for a
bro.
day.
You know what I heard? You said assist on set. I thought you said he has a sister. I was like, pardon?
Wow. That would have taken.
I was like,
That would have taken a turn.
what's going on? But
I'll leave it at that. He got a sister.
Oh my god, we gotta cut this one.
that's what makes it
No,
fun.
no. He's has to assist me on set for a day, for free, for Dehancer.
That's a good trade.
Yeah. He was mad. He was like, I didn't know we had a transactional relationship like this, bro. And I was like, dude, I just made a whole YouTube video for them. Like, I had to work for Dehancer.
Now you gotta work for me.
Something like that.
Pause. But yeah.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
Small YouTubers, innit? Gotta get that following up or subscribers up.
I can send you the email.
Stop.
Okay.
You're not making any better. Appreciate having you on here, G. Thanks for showing out.
Lots of laughs, lots of love.
Lots of cuts.
Live.
Lots of cuts.
Lots of
Lots of cuts. Thank you, Owen.
Yeah.
Cuts.